Hi everyone. You know what? We are an on-the-go nation. Everybody likes to grab things, eat in their car, eat in front of their desk, eat at work, but nobody ever really sits down and takes the time to eat. But that's okay. You know, we can only make so many changes. What can you do when you're on the naked lifestyle or doing the naked challenge that's on the go? Imagine most of us put things in a container or we wrap it in bread, right? Well, what if I told you that you could use Nori sheets as your new bread and wrap things? Or of course you have the tortillas. But Nori is so cleansing and so nutrifying and so mineralizing, and it's high in iron and it's so good for you. What can we put inside of a Nori wrap that would taste good? And you're saying, Nori wrap? Well, isn't that a sushi thing? Well, yeah, it is, but you know what? Sushi is a beloved food in our country and every other country. So I don't see why we can't add a little bit of flavor a la Nori wraps to our diet. Let's see, is that one or two? Okay. So this is a raw Nori. It's not as easy to find raw Nori as toasted Nori. If you can find it raw, please use the raw. The toasted is just as good. They taste exactly the same, except some of the minerals have been cooked out of it. Just like anything that you heat, you're going to cook the minerals out. Now, what kind of thing can we put inside of our wraps to make this interesting? Flavor. Think of flavor. Think of hummuses. Think of using raw cheeses. This is a cashew cheese, which is basically made with herbs, lemon juice, raw cashews, and a little bit of water. Sea salt. You can also use macadamia nut cheeses. Here we have a raw sauerkraut, and this is a lemon garlic dill. This is a great flavor. It's almost like a pickle, and you can layer that in. If you want to keep it really simple and just do sprouts and produce, you can always put a nice Dijon mustard for flavor. So let's do that for now. Let's just kind of layer that on this particular Nori. You get your flavors. Now you can also put nutritional yeast, some sea salt. You can do ponzu. I think on this one, we're going to do some sauerkraut. Kind of keeping it fun. Now I love to put a good fat into all the wraps. It gives it like a substance. Avocados are great. If you're not into avocados, that one doesn't look very good. Let's go to a good one. If you don't love avocados or that's not what you really want to focus on, how about some mushrooms? Mushrooms are very meaty. You can do that as well. That gives it a real substance. Generally, raw mushrooms are fabulous for these wraps. Sometimes I'll even sprinkle some walnut on top to give it a crunch. Some ground up walnut. Okay, so we have some avocado here. How about a little bit of tomato? Now, I don't like too much tomato. Tomato can be a little sugary, but you know what? We don't want to overthink it. As long as we're within the naked lifestyle, it doesn't matter. I know that I was doing this at one time, and I think my brother probably ate 6 pounds of tomatoes in one day. And I was like, down boy, I gotta keep it simple. All right, so kind of get some tomato in there for flavor. How about I've got some pea sprouts over here. Look at that. Now also alfalfa sprouts, clover sprouts, radish sprouts, anything like that. Didn't find any today. You know, when you go to the market or you go to the farmer's market, you have to really pick what's fresh. And today it happened to be pea sprouts. So we'll layer that in there. Sprouts are one of the highest energy foods on the planet. I don't care what they are. As they're sprouting, they are high energy. Okay, and then we'll throw some lettuce in there on this guy here. If you want a little bit of crunch, you can use red peppers. You can use some julienne carrots. It's always nice to have a little bit of crunch. Let's see, make them nice and fine so when you bite into them, the whole thing doesn't fall apart and you're fighting and wrestling with your beautiful wrap. Let's layer that in there. Look at that, look how pretty that is. And we can do a little bit of cucumber over here, same kind of thing. Make them julienne. See how simple this is? Now you can have this all pre-done and put in a container, like for your lunch if you're going to work, and just bring your Nori separately, and then kind of wrap it all up in your office kitchen. Throw a little bit of more crunchy lettuce on this side, some greens. There we go. What else? What else do I want to put? Maybe some spinach over here. Okay. And then we just wrap it. That's all we do. And you don't even have to know how to do it right. As long as you're tucking and folding. Put a little bit of water. Let's see, I got some tomato juice here. As long as there's liquid, you just wrap it. And for the other one, look at all those greens in there. And we have some probiotic sauerkraut. And of course, you know, if you want to put a filling cheese or a hummus in there, it'll keep you going. This is going to give you lots and lots of energy. Don't forget to moisten the tips. There we go. And fold it over. Just hold it for 1 second and it'll stick. And we can slice that right in half. And look at that delicious sandwich all ready to go. Food on the go. You know, especially midday, you don't want to eat anything that's going to weigh you down. You want to eat something that's going to give you energy and lift you up. Energy wraps are the best way to do it. Lots and lots of vegetables, a little bit of flavoring, some mineralizing seaweed. You can have this anytime. This is what is going to be on your diet in the Naked Challenge.